Join me today where I show you how to crochet this really simple Mickey Mouse tree bauble for your Christmas tree. To make our Mickey bauble, I have used Lily's Sugar and Cream yarn, and that colour is mistletoe. I've got my scissors, I've got a 3mm crochet hook, a sewing needle, we'll also need a stitch marker, then I've got some ribbon and some stuffing. To start our Mickey bauble, we're going to start with his head first. So to do that, we've got to do a magic ring to start with. I'm not too keen on magic rings. Here we go. Do a magic ring, and then we're going to do 6 double crochets round the ring. So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and we should pull our magic ring tight. That's it, like that. Right, then for round 2, we are going to do 2 double crochets in each stitch, so we should end up with 12 stitches. At the moment we've got 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to start in this one. This wool is quite tricky because it is a bit stringy. Oh, hang on, I've gone through. Yeah. There we go, that's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then on that one, the 12th stitch, I'm going to place my stitch marker so we know where the start of the round is. There we go. Right, so round 3, we are going to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And we're going to alternate this until we've got 18 stitches. 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh. So 16. So then this last one will be 17, 18. 17, 18. All right, then I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. Right, then round 4 will be 1 double crochet, then 1 double crochet, and then in the next one will be 2 double crochets. So we're still increasing. So that the next row will, at the end of it, you'll have 24 stitches. So 1, 2, and this is your increase. This one will be 3, 4. And it'll be 5, 6, and 7, 8. 7, 8. 9, 10, and 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and we got 21, 22, take out your stitch marker, 23, 24, go in this last stitch, 23, 24. I'm going to put my stitch marker back in. All right, then row 5 will be, you'll see the pattern here. So you go 1 DC, 1 DC, 1 DC, then 2 DCs for your increase. And we're going to do that 30 times. So you have you have 30 stitches by the end of the round. Basically each round there's an increase of 6 stitches. Right, so here we go. Round 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, doing this one, 14, 15, last 5. So 1, 2, 3, take out the stitch marker, and then the final 2 stitches to get us to 30 go into this one. In a bit in the middle. All right, we've got one final round of increases. So by the end of this round, we'll have 36 stitches. So it's basically 4 double crochets, and then in the 5th stitch will be your increase again, will be 2 double crochets. So at the end, we'll have 36 stitches. 3, 5, 6, 7, Okay, now there, final 2 stitches into this one, so we now have 36 stitches. Right, put my stitch marker in there. Right, before I go any further, I'm just going to sew this bit up for my magic ring. Just to stop that from keep opening up. Oh, through there. This yarn does look very effective and it does give a good stiff structured finish, but it is also quite awkward to get your needle through. Right, that's tight enough. Right, on to round 7. Now round 7 to round 12 are exactly the same. We're just going to go around and do 36 stitches double crochet for 6 rows. So I'll do the first one. So we're now starting to give our Mickey head some height now. We've finished doing the increases and now he's gonna start to take a 3D shape. So you kind of have 6 rounds of increases and it getting bigger. Then we have 6 rounds of just the same amount of stitches around the edge. And then we'll do pretty much 6 rounds of decreases. But like I said, this wool is quite stiff, so though it does look really good at the end, it does, the further you get on and when we have to do the stuffing and the decreases, it is quite tricky to work with. But I think it's worth it for the end finish. Oh, what's happened there? Hang on. Got to pick that one. It's quite stringy well as well, so you do have to keep going back occasionally to correct it. But it does look so effective with the colour changer pattern that goes through. It's just a bit rigid. Right, nearly there. And we'll stitch into this last one, 36. Put my stitch marker back in so I don't lose my place. Right, as you can see, it's now starting to curl up and take shape. So we've done one round of 36 DCs, so you need to do 5 more because there's 6 in total. So you need to go 36 DCs up to row 12. So this is row 7, so you need to do it 5 more times, and I'll meet you at the end of row 12. Right, that's up to row 12 done. As you can see, our Mickey head's starting to take some shape now. So now we've got to start on the decreases. This is going to get quite tricky if you're using this wool because, like I said, it is quite stiff, quite rigid, as you can see. Right, so for row 13, we're going to do 4 double crochets and then our first decrease. So we've got 36 stitches at the moment, and by the end we're now going down in decreasing in 6s. So by the time we finish this round, we'll be back down to 30 stitches. So we're going to do 4 double crochets. Two, 3, 4, and then our first decrease. So we're going to go into this stitch, pull through, then into the next stitch, pull through, and then take them all off, and that's our first decrease. So we're going to repeat the pattern again. I'm doing 4 double crochets. And then a decrease again. So through that one, pull through the next stitch, pull through. There you go. I'm going to repeat this all the way around till we're on stitch 30. I'm just going to move our stitch marker because our last decrease will go across into that one. Like so. Right, it's 30. Then we'll put our stitch marker back in. Right, then for row 14, we're going to do 3 single double crochets and then a decrease. So we'll be down to 24 stitches by the end. Oh, let's tighten up on there. So 1, 2, 3, and then you decrease. We're basically doing it backwards to how we did the increases. So you decrease through that one. It will get trickier, like I said, the more you go, and I will add stuff in soon, I think, as well, because this hole will soon close up. Two, 3, decrease. Two, 3. And the last decrease again is through the last stitch. Just take your stitch marker out. There we go. Stitch marker back in. I think I'm going to start to add some stuff in now as well, because it's soon gonna, this next round. Okay. Right, so we are now on to round 15. So it's now 2 single double crochet, double crochets, 1 in each for 2, and then our decrease. And at the end of this round we will have 18 stitches. Oh, it's a bit loose. There, 1. Problem when you put your stuff in and you do then get it all in your yarn. Right, 2, and a decrease. we doing? Sorry. Doing another decrease when I don't need to. Right, so it's just done the decrease, so it's 2 double crochets. So, oh, it's a bit loose now. Right. So 1, 2, and then it's your decrease. And 1, 2, and your decrease. One, 2, decrease. Take this out again for the final decrease. Hang on, that's a bit loose on there. Tighten up a bit. Through that one, through that one. Right, that's our final decrease for that round. So we're now down to 18 stitches. Put my stitch marker in, and I'm going to add again some more, a little bit more stuffing. Right, so row 16 is 1 double crochet and 1 decrease, and at the end we'll have 12 stitches left. What's happened there? Pull it through. We're nearly there. Well, for the head anyway. Right. So 1, then a decrease. Right, and then I have to take the stitch marker out again for the final decrease of the round. Oh, hang on, that's a bit loose on that first stitch. Right. There we go. And put my stitch marker in again. I've added a bit more stuffing, so starting to take shape, looking nice and round. The part of the reason I used this such a small crochet hook is, though it is tricky with this yarn, you can put as much stuffing in as you want and you can't like see it through, because sometimes they stretch, don't they, and you can see your stuffing through, but you can get lots in, make it nice and round, and you can't see any stuffing inside. I might add some more yet, but I'm just going to do the final round of decreasing, so that's, or with the hook anyway. So this is row 17, and all this one is decreases all the way around. And the more it closes up, the more tricky this gets. Oh, and you get stuffing as well, that's the problem. Ah, what's happened here? Okay, and the final decrease. Through that one. And through that one. Right, that is the decreases done. So for the final round, row 18, I'm actually going to use my needle to sew it shut. So I'll cut off my yarn. For a minute we're done with our hook. Pull this through. Like so. Right, I'm going to try and get some more stuffing in. Use my needle, I think, to get that in there. Keep going. a little bit more. I think we're there, so I'm going to get my needle. And to sew shut, I'm just going to go under this one, under this one, pull tight, keep doing that. Just to close up that hole. I think we're in there. This is a tricky bit, getting back through this yarn to across there. Go through that bit. And there we go. If I push that into there, pull it really, really tight, and then I'm going to cut it there so my end goes inside the ball. Any luck? Sure I didn't cut through my... That's it. And that is our main mouse head done. The top finish with a magic circle is obviously a bit neater than where I've just finished off, so I'll make sure that is the top where the ears are going to go. So the next thing to do is make Mickey his 2 ears. So for Mickey's ears, we have to start off once again with a dreaded magic ring. So and at 6 double crochets again. Four, 5, 6, and pull tight. We're basically doing the same thing again, but only with four rounds of increases, then 4 build up, then 4 decreases. So it's the same again, obviously just on a smaller scale. So we're going to do 2 double crochets again into each of these 6 stitches. So we will end up with 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to go into this one here. Turn that one a bit tight. What's going on? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right, I'm going to put our stitch marker back in. Right, on the next round we're going to do 1 double crochet, 1 stitch, then 2 double crochet in the next stitch, alternating. So by the end of round 3 we will have 18 stitches in total. So 1 in that one, and 2 in the next. And 1. 2. Oops. Yeah. 2. One, 2. Sit and remove your stitch marker. Do the final 2 this stitch. And stitch 18. Right, then round 4 is the final one of your increases. By the end of this round we'll have 24 stitches in total, so we're going to do 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, then 2 in the next stitch. So 1, 1, then 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1, 2. Oops, over that one. Okay. One, and then move your stitch marker and final 2 in this stitch, and then we've got 24 stitches in total. Now this is where we build up sides, so we're now going to do 4 rounds of just doing a double crochet in each stitch to give his ears some height. So stitch marker in. Now we're going to do 24 stitches, 24 double crochets around the outside. So there's no more increases, just 1 double crochet in each stitch to start getting that 3D look. Obviously when we did Mickey's head, we then did this round to build up the height 6 times, but because we're doing this one on a smaller scale, we only need to do it for 4 rounds. So this is round 1. And we're on, what are we on? Row 5. So you need to keep doing this until you're on round 8, and then we will start the decreases. So put stitch 24 in this last one. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, what's happened? Oh, it's from that bit. Hang on. Go back to there. Let's do that again. Final stitch, stitch 24. Put in our marker. So we've done that for one round. We need to do the same, 4 in total, so you need to do it 3 more times. So I will meet you at the end of row 8. So that's row 8 finished. So we're now on to row 9, which is start of the decreases again. So we're going to go from 24 stitches. By the end of this round, we'll be on 18 stitches. So we're going to do a double crochet in that one, double crochet in number 2, and then in number 3 we're going to do our first decrease. So through that stitch, through that stitch, yarn over, pull through the 3 loops, and then back to 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then a decrease again. And then just repeat this all the way around until we're back to our stitch marker. After you've done Mickey's head, these ears do seem a lot quicker to do as they're a lot smaller. Decrease. Tuck that in there. I'm going to have to remove our stitch marker to do the final decrease. Right, yeah, so we're back down to 18 stitches. Put our stitch marker in there. I might start to put some stuffing in as well, actually. Just a little bit, make it a bit easier. Then we're on round 10, which is 1 double crochet and then 1 decrease. And then you're just going to alternate all the way around until we've finished, and then we'll be down to 12 stitches. So where we go up in multiples of 6 in the increases and the decreases, we're going down in multiples of 6 for each round. Decrease. take our stitch marker out. Our final decrease. Pop it back in, and I'm going to add some more stuffing again. Right, then round 11 is the final round with our hook, and it's basically just decreases all the way around. So I'm going to get as much stuffing in as I can. Right, I'm going to do my final decreases with my hook. So we've got 12 stitches at the moment, and then we'll get that down to 6. So 6 decreases. It does get tricky here because it's so small. And the wool is so structured. Three. 4. Getting there now. Five. Final one, so take out our stitch marker. Done with that for now. Pull that through. We're done. 6 decreases. So when you cut your yarn off for this, make sure you leave a really long tail because we need to sew them onto Mickey's head. So I'd just go like, I don't know, I'd go over the top, to be honest. You got plenty, about 30 centimeters. Pull that through, and I think I'm going to add a little bit more stuffing, and then I'm going to do the final closing up with my needle again. So some more stuffing in there. Use my needle because it's easier. Plenty of stuffing. A little bit more. Right, I think we're there. And we will sew this one shut. Let's get your needle. And I'm just going to go through that stitch there. Under that one there. And pull. Just keep doing that to pull it shut. There. Go across there like so. Obviously we're not going to see this bottom bit because this is going to be sewn onto the head. So don't cut off your tail. Like I said, leave it nice and long, and we'll have the nice magic circle on the top so it looks nice and neat. Obviously you need to do that twice. You need to do that again. So Mickey's got 2 ears. Right, so by now we should have our Mickey head and our 2 Mickey ears. So now we just need to attach them on. I've got to admit, I'm not looking forward to this because I think it's going to be awkward. So, put my needle. This one is a bit too long really, never mind. Right, so going to make sure we've got our neat finish, our magic circle on the top. Got to decide whereabouts to put his ears. We sew that through there. Through like that. Because we need to leave room in the middle to attach our ribbon to hang our decoration. So we put that through there. That looks about right. Now we've just got to get it to stay. Right, so go through like that. Oops. That's better. Under here, through there. How's it looking? A bit. Through there. Just try and get it under as far as you can, which is easier said than done, so you can't see your stitches. But this is tricky, I thought it would be. Through here, I don't want the ears too high up on his head. How's that looking? literally one more stitch in here just to make sure his ear's on secure. Right. So our hanger's going to go there. I think that looks about right. You've got to do the same again to stitch on your other ear. Oh, and just to feed your yarn through some stitches under here and under the ear, and then cut off just so you can't see the tail. Actually, I might go through out my back. Right, I'm not going to cut that off yet until I put the second ear on, just in case I'm not happy with the positioning. And then if I am, then I'll snip it off then. I've got my ears on and I've cut off my yarn, happy with the ear placement. It was super tricky. If you use a different yarn, it might be a bit easier, to be honest, because this is quite thick to get your needle through. So now we've got our last thing to do, and that's to put on our hanger. So pick whatever colour ribbon that you choose, and I'm just going to get my hook and I'm going to go through the top of the magic ring. You go through there like that, put on your ribbon, pull through. Oh, I've got a bit of yarn there, push that back in. Where's my needle? Get that back in there with that stuff in. Let's pull this through, that'll be easier. Pull through your hanger. Try and get that stuffing back in. Maybe use my crochet hook. Okay. Put through your hanger. Do your knot at the top. You can have it however long you wish. Something like that, I reckon. And then cut off the tops of your ribbon. And then you are finished with your Mickey tree ornament. You can obviously use whatever wool you want, or crochet hook, or colours. But I'm quite pleased with this. I think he looks quite good, ready for the tree. So thank you all for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I do have some other crochet videos on there. And yeah, enjoy making this, and I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas.